Hi everybody, here is Leandro from FlyDOO, Light Sport Balloons. I'm really excited today. This is the very first episode of the FlyDOO Café show. So we will discuss all things ballooning here. But today it's a special episode because we will talk about the launch of our new project, the Thank You Balloon project. So a balloon that will carry more than 1,000 of your very own thank you messages, love messages to the sky, and will travel the world with them to spread thankfulness, positivity, and all of that. So stay tuned. We will straight away begin, and you will know anything you need to know about the thank you balloon. Here we are. So thank you, balloon. Let me, for the thank you balloon, invite my fellow balloon pilot and friend, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Leandro. How are you?
All is fine. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Let's remember everybody first. This is a live, so you can comment straight away below, and we will see your comments coming in live. And so tell us where you are from and all of that, whatever question you have. And by the end of this live streaming, we will try to address all those questions. And so make sure you engage, you share the live. And okay, let's get started. So Mike, where are you?
Yes, I'm right outside of New York City right now, which it kind of explains my haircut because we're still under quarantine until 2 days ago, or lack thereof. But it also kind of was part of the inspiration to what led Leandro and I to the Thank You Balloon project.
Right.
Being so close to New York City during the COVID pandemic, I saw a lot of stuff that happened over here, and thankfully, and what was really awesome, and I guess the silver lining about all of it, was how the community came together to thank the first responders and the frontline healthcare workers. And that was something that Leandro and I had discussed about 2 months ago. We wanted to join that effort and be a part of it. So we started talking about the Thank You Balloon project. And we decided that, the Thank You Balloon project and saying thank you and expressing gratitude and perpetuating what we call the thank you chain is something bigger than just the pandemic, and something that we need to continue to do beyond the pandemic. So that's what led us to the Thank You Balloon project, which our mission is to inspire and perpetuate thanks.
That's it. Very, very true. Let me jump a bit back, actually. Since I started FlyDOO as a project, I always have seen the possibility of doing like a balloon that carries the messages of hundreds of people on it. I mean, a balloon is a vehicle of 1,000 smiles, right? So while not putting 1,000 messages on it, I mean, and the fact that it has never been done before, in addition to the fact that during the pandemic, I also had a lot of time to reflect, to think and brainstorm. Well, it was kind of the perfect time for launching this, and and we made it real now. So as you said, we spread and made the message more universal, not only related to pandemic. So people had a big, broad opportunity to thank anybody they love or put a love message. Anyway, positivity, and it will be fine, right?
Yeah. And just for everyone who doesn't know quite yet what the Thank You Balloon project is about, like I said before, it's to perpetuate thanks, but how we're going to do that is with this beautiful thank you balloon. And it's going to have people to people handwritten thank you notes all over the lower third of it. Hopefully, we can fill it up to the max, and really there will be no limit, but we will start at the bottom. And that's how, I guess it's important to note that the balloon is going to be entirely crowdfunded. So we will depend on backers' support to
Right.
to get the project off the ground.
That's correct. So anybody of you actually, you have two ways of supporting the Thank You Balloon project, right? Several ways. You have certainly, you can share the story first, that's for sure. You have all our, we have a nice website set up, thankyouballoon.org. You can visit our Facebook page as well. And what's most important, you can directly join us and supporting the Thank You Balloon by joining our Kickstarter campaign, right?
That's correct. So the idea behind the Kickstarter is since FlyDOO is a startup, and we're not looking for commercial sponsors on this project. We don't want it to be covered in big commercial logos, at least not yet. we would much rather the handwritten thank you notes from people to people, and we said, hey, what better way to get people involved than by allowing them to gift a thank you note to someone on the balloon in return for backing the project. So you handwrite a note, it gets put on the balloon, and then two really good things happen. The person who you write the note to, they're super happy. And then the next thing is that the project gets put in the air, and the whole goal is to have the balloon flown over Europe and the USA. We're planning on doing a coast-to-coast tour.
In 2021, right, finishing at Fiesta Albuquerque, so the biggest balloon festival in the world, right?
That's correct.
So that's the idea. And so the options that a backer has on the Kickstarter launching tomorrow are several. So depending on budget, you get a different size for your message, right? So let's have a look very quickly, Mike, on some of those options here.
That's right. So there's 5 options, and you can see 4 of them here. Leandro, pull up real quick the signature option, and that's where I guess that's where you can start. Yeah, so you can start by signing the balloon, and you can see it's going to be relatively big. I mean, it's going to be at least a foot long and 4 inches high, and you can put your name and where you're from, and that'll of course help the balloon get off the ground. And then moving on up is the flash thank you message, which will be the first option that you could actually personalize your handwritten thank you message. And that's going to be, it's a relatively low cost of involvement. And then working our way on up to a quarter panel, a half a panel, and then a full panel. And a full panel is really good for a group of people. If you have just one person to thank, let's just say it's a family member, like your aunt or your uncle or your cousin or a good friend, and you have a group of people that you want to do a massive thank you for on your behalf, well, the full panel is a good way to go because you can split the cost up.
Right, that's a very good point. People can come together, get a panel, and split the cost. So let me just highlight that there is an early bird running on for the flash thank you messages. It will be on for 5 days. So make sure you jump on very quickly on the Kickstarter. Okay, so people back the campaign. What's next? They need to submit their thank you message, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. So they're gonna have to submit their thank you message online, and it's really simple to do that. You're gonna take a black Sharpie, blank piece of white paper, and you're gonna write your message on it and take a photo of it and upload it. It's super simple. The instructions are on the website. They'll be on the Kickstarter, and also once you back the project, the instructions will come via email as well.
Okay, great. So what people get back then? That's where does the magic happen?
Yeah, so the thank you chain, as we like to say, starts with a thank you note, and it blew across the table, but there it is. I have it here, and thanks for putting it up, Leandro. That's actually our first thank you note. Shout out to Paul Stump with Stump Balloons for printing that thank you note. Thanks again, Paul. He's done so much for the balloon community here. So that was actually addressed to him, and that's the very first one. So as a backer, that's what you're going to receive. In November, when we finish the manufacturing of the balloon and it first flies, we will send out the your thank you message to you, so you may share it with your intended recipient, and that starts the thank you chain.
That's it. Yeah. Let me remember everybody who is watching now. If you want to put a comment down, we will try whatever question you have. We can answer it straight away. So don't be shy. Put a message straight there, and we will answer that. So this balloon is particular because actually it will be a very, very lightweight balloon. In fact, it's a balloon designed to be compact. You know, all FlyDOO balloons are really compact. So it's something, as the balloon is meant to travel from pilot to pilot. So it will make things easier, right? So that's it. We will count also on balloon pilots for these operations, right, Mike? Operators.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to be counting on our pilots all over the world. If you're interested in flying the balloon, please go to thankyouballoon.org and / for pilots, and you can apply there. We're looking to we don't own the balloon. The balloon is going to be owned by the community. It's going to be owned by everybody. We're looking into ways at the end of the balloon's tour to donate it back to a training academy or something like that. So again, the intention is not to have the balloon in storage at all. It's going to be in transport.
That's it. So well, everything is said, I think, right, Mike? Is there something you want to add? The Kickstarter will launch when exactly?
Yeah, so the Kickstarter is launching tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern time in New York. It's 4 a.m. PST, 2 o'clock French time.
Yeah, right, something like that.
Whichever that is, something like that around there.
Anyway, there is a countdown on the website, so you can see that. And as soon as it is done, we will put the big link to the Kickstarter campaign where anybody of you can join and be part of this incredible adventure. So it has never been done before. It's something special. A balloon that will make your messages fly in the air. And, you know, when you get the message printed, you give it to the person you intended to address, and it's where the magic happens. So you explain that the real message is flying in the balloon, right, around the world. You will follow all of that on our socials. So the balloon will be massively from our side communicated, and all the movements, etc. By the way, we plan to inflate it in front of schools, right, Mike? What else?
That's right. Yeah. So we're actually we're giving preference to the pilots who are willing to do the most in terms of showing the balloon to their community, right? Because it's intended to spread positivity. It's intended to be seen and inspired other people. So, you know, if you're a pilot and you could stand it up at a school or a hospital or a grocery store or any public place, really, maybe it's a park, and invite people to come and see it, that would be great. Now, of course, flying it as well will do a lot of that, but standing it up at these public places is part of our goal as well.
Sure, great point. So all is said, I think, here. We invite you to join us from tomorrow to share our story. And if you know a journalist, get in touch with us. I mean, help us. We don't have a massive budget. We are not running adverts, and we really count on generating, with the beauty and simplicity of the message, to generate like a movement and get it spread. Okay, so join us in this effort, and you will be part of that.
That's right.
So,
thank you guys for whoever tuned in, whoever's tuning in now, whoever made it this long. You know, we will be back on again to answer your guys' questions. It's very much a, you know, everything that we're doing is completely new. When you're having a whole bunch of submissions for thank you notes, we do feel like we have the processes down. But if you see anything that could be improved, or you would like to volunteer your time, your energy, or anything like that, you have suggestions, please feel free to reach out to Leandro or myself, and we'd be happy to have you on board too.
That's it. Well said, Mike. So jump on board tomorrow on our Kickstarter, folks. Follow us, the Thank You Balloon, TYB, and stay tuned. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.